Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Was Blessed. So what it means is basically he's like super lucky and basically to have everything. So, without further ado, let's get into the details before. So, Zuko will have a quirk in this What If, and a power of infinity and zero. And his quirk is similar to his mother and his father. But he did train with it so much that even the quirk, like the flames, go into his body to make his body more acceptable to basically a durability on his body creases up into the average. Like basically how armor protects the user. Well, Zuko's skin is harder than Okay, so now, and I will go over the a little bit dark part, not like super dark, but just enough to give it some backstory part. So and I'm also adding zooming to this what if. So so let's begin because I already did the details. Now let's begin. Zuko been born first. And then, so, 4 years, so basically, his sister was born after he was 4 years old. So basically, she is 1 year old and Zuko's 4 years old. So, 3 years age difference. As he did tell his... But before Zumi after Zumi was born and they were leaving to go back to the house, or they did, but the gang shot both, a villain shot both of their parents to death. Ezuku, whom had to be but because he was blessed with having quirk, because at age of 4, after he got his quirk thing, and the quirk doctor actually said, Zuko, you have a quirk similar to your parents, and all that stuff. So but then that happens as Zuko picks up his sister, and she doesn't remember, or actually, because she was young, as he looks at his parents' dead bodies, as he's as he says into his head, because he was crying when he tells his sister, you might not remember this, I will protect you from it. So then, a time skip. So, Zuko was 8 years old and Zumi was 4 years old. So, or actually, basically, Zuko, I'll just use this picture. Zuko was, so Zumi was 1 year old. Time skip to 3 years old. So then she makes 4 years old. And then 4 plus 3 equals 7. Zuko is 7 years old, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to stay in tune with that age thing. As Zuko does go to school, and one day he had to go, he did call the quirk doctor and schedule the appointment thing. Because, yeah. So Zuko takes in the quirk, or takes Zumi in, and the quirk doctors tells Zumi that she has a quirk, right, similar to her brother and her parents. As he, yeah. So that's good, okay? And sorry about your loss. That's okay. I had to protect my little sister from the villains. But no one knew that Grim Reaper actually, instead of taking their souls to the underworld or to the heavens, he just placed them into Zuko, and basically he didn't tell Zuko that if he wants them back, he has to sacrifice, or aka kill 3 people. Or no, not kill 3 people. He has to kill 6 people in order to bring them back. He didn't tell them, or he didn't tell Zuko that. So, yeah. So over time, they were just... He did train himself to be, have really sharp senses. Basically, ears. He is sharper than a pencil. If there's any footsteps, he could recognize the footsteps and could tell who it is. As Zumi so Zuko gets up. He does walk to double check. As he sees Zumi one day, because let's say he got home way earlier, And he sees, or like, basically zooming, or as she got beaten up by Kasuke Bakugo. Because Bakugo was being mean, and yeah, being the same age as Zuko or Zumi. As he's like, what happened? As she starts crying, as she tells him, I was trying to protect one of the people from getting bullied by him. And then as Zuko's like, as the next day he did go, or he did, when or he did wipe Zumi's tears off before, as he says, no need to, no. Yeah. So then, but Todoroki was the same age as Zumi, but he wasn't. Oh, like basically, or actually, he was the same age as Zuko, but he had a humongous crush on Zumi. So, yeah. So she basically, or so Todoroki thought Zuko was beating him up. But then he's like, no need to cry. Let me talk to Bakugo. As he's like, yeah, so Zuko walks over to Bakugo. And like, because Bakugo is like, ha ha ha, to his friends, and they're like, did you see that girl's face? Name. But then Bakugo's friends looks behind Bakugo and sees Zuko, or yeah, when she basically, or when Bakugo turns around and he doesn't see Zuko there, he sees two red eyes. I heard that you picked on my little sister, aren't you? My youngest sister is very sad that you did that. As he grabs him and tossed him, yeah. So, yeah. Bakugo's reaction to Zuku's face thing was like, oh crap, no! And then boom. It's like, yeah. It's like that. But on a whole nother level. And he's just like, huh. So then, yeah. So then the time skipped to 15. So basically, Zuko is 15, and so minus 3, because I'm like basically doing like Zumi. She's basically 12 years old. So yeah. And Bakugo stays away from Zuko. And yeah. And Zuko, that everybody sees his his dark side, but he has protective. Yeah. But the only people that see his gentle side, like basically he was kind heart, was or is Zumi, Momo, Ochako, and yeah, everybody else. So yeah. The Suzuku basically goes to UA, and the basically he is this one scary guy. So Class 1B sees that as a yeah, or is that? Yeah, they're they really hasn't met him truly. But when Ochako and Momo and rest have, as Bakugo was stayed away from them, Todoroki ends up basically when they know each other's he actually has a humongous crush on Zumi, so but he's not gonna force her to marry him like what sometimes Bakugo tries to do. But his friends, or some of his friends that knows him as a love, kind heart thing. Others just see him as a force to be reckoned with. So, but they didn't realize that he's the most powerfulest one. So, yeah. So he goes to UA, and he basically as Nezu tells Zuko that I know that your sister's allowed in too. So if that's okay. Okay? Because I know that I know you're protective of your sister. Yeah. So then, yeah. He did do the exam thing, but the hilarious part was when he walks up in front of a line and Tenya stops him and says, "You're gonna bother that girl," as he points to Ochako. And so Tenya didn't really basically know Zuko that well, so but Ochako did. As she says, he won't bother me actually. As Momo was right next to Tenya, and tells him, be careful around him. What I heard was he's the only one that you should avoid in the fights. As Tenya's we have to follow the rules of it. Trust us. Okay. As they both, or as Tanya, as Zuko goes in the front, doors open and Zuko just, basically jets out. They're faster than, and he basically killed a lot of robots under a nanosecond. Yeah. Boom, 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 as they all keep hearing boom, 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 boom. They all were like, dang. Even Tanya's eyes widen. And they're like, can't believe Zuko's like, dang. No one should ever hurt my family or my friend. As they see, yeah. I could see why that you told me to, yeah. So, then, after that, Zuko ends up basically pretty powerful. So, he got Hudden, and so then he became a pro hero, or no. So a time skip, because I want this fast, and it's not perfect, but yeah. So, a time skip to USJ. So, USJ villains comes on, and one of them, or as Zumi actually wasn't there, and Zuko's like, huh. As his heart starts to beat, really fast, beep, 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 beep. Yeah. And because when he heard the word kill, he lowers his head and tells Mr. Ozawa, leave these guys to me. As his voice becomes dark. Arn. As everyone was, wondering what he means. But then Mr. Ozawa could tell that Zuko's, as he tried to run to, and or actually, Razorhead tries to, calm him down, but it was too late. When he heard that, it was all over. As Zuko just turned, or, basically he ran down the stairs fast as he could. Basically, he ran so fast, he killed every villain in about a nanosecond. And it was not a small crowd. It was a pretty big crowd. But he turned it into a slaughterhouse. Trust me, you do not want to see what happens next. Yeah. Whitebeard turned the entire, when he just swung his, blade, that scene. Well, Zuko ends up being more brutal, as every villain died. The only people that were still alive was Nomu, Shra, Hukusen, and Kirigiri. Every other villain died. Yeah. So that was about... yeah, a lot of sacrifices that he did. And so then after the USJ thing, the 10 or so Eraserhead tells, or he did next time we should put the headphones on you so that before someone says that word. Yeah. And I'm sorry for disobeying you like that. Yeah. As no one knew what happened, I'm into what triggered him about that. As name. So then when Zumi heard that what happened, she's like, "Are you doing okay?" Yeah. Not a single scratch on me. Yeah. I know you real well, brother. As she says that to her own brother. But then a weird knock on a door. As he says, "Who's here?" As he opens the door, and a massive surprise. And showed up. What it means is basically on Inko, and Asashi. Because of the Grim Reaper saw how many sacrifices that he did, he brought them back to life. So as Zuko starts to tear up, as he hugs his own mother, as he and his father, as he tells Zumi, "Come on, here, Zumi." As Zumi comes down, and she sees her parents, or their parents, as they're like, you two grown up so fast. Yeah. And as Asashi, so Inko and Zumi, so Inko and Zumi were like spending time together, and Zuko and Asashi spend their time together so that so as Asashi brings up the topic of how did you feel after me and Inko got killed right before your eyes, and you must have been devastated. As Zuko looks away, yeah, it was. Then during that same day, I told myself to protect Zumi at all times. And anyone and that tries to harm my little sister or anyone that I care about, as he has tears going down his face, will end up getting punished by me. As Isashi walks up and says, no need to, like, hide your tears. There's name. I know that your sister sees you as a idol. Like, basically and I'm happy for you. And everybody is happy that, yeah. So then a time skip. Him to All Might versus All for One. As, yeah, All Might was down. Here, hold on. All Might was, like, down but not out, and All for One says, as this, it is time for you to die. And all that stuff. But then a miracle happens. Form of Zuko Midoriya. Straight up used his fire-based abilities to stop the most powerfulest attack in the universe. That was casted by All for One. As Zuko just blocks the attack. And as he says, no one should ever hurt my favorite idol. You know? As Zuko's flames were even power of 0 and infinity boost his quirk to, like, godly levels. So yeah, or past that. As he says, now, it's time for you to die, All for One. As he burns All for One to ashes. Yeah. As Zuko is the most powerfulest one. He shows as he grabs the quirk from the ashes. And it was a search quirk, so he knew. As he's like, let me clean it off for you. As he cleans it off. As he runs right up to, as he puts it, like, basically, Wildcat Yellow owns his quirk back into her body. And, yeah. As everyone, yeah. So Momo and Ochako. So after that, so Momo, who tells Ochako that if you had to go for one boy, which one would you pick? As Ochako's like, Zuko, because yeah, because Zuko and Ochako, Ochako chose Zuko. And yeah, she does that, and Zuko is now more protective. And Todoroki did ask Zuko if it's okay with him to, like, if it's okay to date your sister thing. That's what Todoroki said about Zumi. As he says, sure, her. If you do anything like what Baku did, like bully her, your days are numbered. Basically, I'll say that. As Todoroki says, I'm not similar to similar to that explosive guy. So I'm safe. Yeah. So then, basically, because everyone is scared of Zuko, except for his parents and his sister, and everyone that knows him, the crime rate went down to 0. Like, basically, it dropped to 0%. There's no crime rate or no crimes going on. Sorry. There's no crime rates going on. So basically, yeah, Zuko became pro hero, and he's also the husband of Ochako and yeah. So he is blessed with everything. So a little bit of negativity, but of the his parents died, but since after USJ, they came back to life, and like nothing even happened. And then and made them immortal too, so he doesn't have to feel alone. Yeah, and then because how many, yeah. So then but at the end it's like, okay, done. So yeah, he does have kids, and he's not, or he only chose like, so when Ochako gave birth to 2 kids, that's all he means, 2. Because he could sense Endeavor's, basically because Endeavor's is what he did to his wife. He doesn't, or most people, but I chose Endeavor as example. And yeah. So he was Zuko was more, treats his wife pretty good and all that stuff. Yeah. Not being like, yeah. So when the Zuko basically and Zumi, or no, Inko and Asashi and Zumi that were lame. They never aged, but yeah. So now this is going to be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. Peace out, y'all.